know what time it is. It's time for another Daddy Talks ASMR video. Whoa. It's Daddy. Hi, and I'm working in a sorcerer of ASMR style. Ja, jag kan inte server. This makes vocals double. Hi, hey, hello. How are you? Do you know what time it is? I will tell you what time it is. It is time for another Daddy Talks ASMR video. Whoa. My name is Daddy. Hi, and I'm talking in a sort of ASMR style. There's a lot going on in this video tonight. It is very experimental for me. In tonight's video, I will be talking about my favorite plugins for music. This is not the video where I talk about my whole relationship and background with music, but I will say really quickly, I can play drums, I can play clarinet, bass clarinet, and I can sing a little bit. The drums and clarinet and bass clarinet and singing were all things that I learned during my childhood. I also learned a little bit of piano as well. Recently I got a bass and I've been learning how to play that. The difference is the bass is more self-taught. I'm teaching myself, and everything else I had a teacher or a mentor to guide me. When I was in middle school, I really wanted to learn how to produce music, and I found a free online website called Audio Tool. Audio Tool was my gateway into learning how to produce music, and I was able to save some of the music from that website, but I mainly lost everything because I couldn't log back in or save anything after a certain point in time. As I got older, I got FL Studio. I think I got it at the end of middle school, later into high school at some point, and I've never looked back. I really think that as long as you can create what you want to create, it does not matter what DAW or designated audio workstation that you use. I thought it would be fun to show you some of my favorite plugins that I use. If anything is blurred out, it's just because it's showing personal information. I'm not trying to gatekeep plugins or samples. Also, you will realize that the quality might be a little gritty, okay? And there are so many moving parts right now. I have the microphone, headphones, I have my phone filming my view, and then I will be looking down at the screen, and that's what you're seeing also. I'm recording through OBS Studio. Let me turn the microphone a little bit. visualize and get this set up together. For some reason, I can't figure out the settings in OBS Studio, so I do see it's recording, but I did a test, and I don't know why it's looking like that. I have no idea, I'm gonna be honest, but I did too much at this point to not do this video, so there's a lot of things with this channel that I'm learning and lessons that I'm learning from, and the point is the ASMR. I know the audio will be good, so just kind of sit back and relax and kind of just enjoy what this video is for what it is. Lastly, before I get into the plugins, because I'm sure you're excited, I'm excited. I'm speaking really slowly because there's a lot of feedback in my headphones and I'm trying not to go crazy, okay? So I guess I should just address on the screen right here. I'm not gonna look at you the whole time because I have to focus on this too, okay? It's a lot happening. So this is not where I wanted to start, but we're starting here. This is a plugin called Edison in FL Studio, and you can record audio into it. A lot of times people will just play music instruments, they'll sing into it, and then chop it up or clean it up. A lot of times I put vocals in here and I chop the silence in between the vocal take, if that makes sense. I remove the background noise from the vocal, essentially. So that's where we're starting. There is something called, is it spectrograph or spectrogram? I don't remember. That is showing the frequency and the intensity of my consonants and vowels and my volume. It's showing all that in this graph. Also in this video, I'm not claiming to be like the world's best audio engineer, okay, but I feel like I do know a lot. We're gonna close that. So I'm routing my voice through this vocal channel. This is not an official vocal channel setup situation, okay? This is just for the video. We have Maximus. It's a multi-band compressor, so you can like compress different frequencies. It's very powerful. I'm compressing, like, I'm not gonna get loud, but if anything gets too loud, like that peak, it'll bring it down. It is downward compression because we're going down with the slope, and that should knock down the volume of any peaks. If I were to kind of bend this, that would be upwards compression because it's making everything quiet louder. And I think I'm gonna leave it like that. So I like Maximus. That is one of my favorite plugins. I like Fruity, Parametric EQ. Okay. We can shape the frequencies that come through. I didn't, sometimes there's so much happening in my lights, like camera, OBS, microphone, light. It is so much. How do people stream? And I'm doing this in one take too, so I might chop it up a little bit, but it's a lot, guys. So, for this video, because it's more me talking and not the tapping and the rumbling, I cut that out. If you're an ASMR artist, you typically want to keep the rumble in so you can feel the tingle, right? Or the sound. But typically you cut up to 50 to 80 to 90, like 50 to 90, through a high shelf. High shelf means you're only letting high frequencies in shelf is only lower frequencies, so we're doing a high shelf here. Dipping at around 8K, not 8K, 800K. No, just 800 hertz. I'm sorry. But anyway, to make it a little less boxy or nasally, and then to give it a little bit of air and life, we're kind of dipping it up around 2,600. Just this is very broad for this video, right? Typically a lot of like understanding of articulation is really found between like 1600 and like 2600, but a lot of clarity is like around the 4 to 5K area, and then air that kind of makes the vocals sit on top of everything is like 8K to 12K, a little bit. A lot of warmth and depth is around like 220 to 300, and then bass is like 150, and you can see that I have that boosted just for this video. Another great plugin is Soothe. So, when I have sibilants, S's, what else? S, T, this will duck those frequencies, right? It kind of beats them down, so it's not killing your ear every time you have sibilants. I don't want to mess with this too much, but there's so many fun plugins for, mastering. I use it for like annoying synths and like certain things that I don't want to keep track of, like when it will be annoying or not. A lot of pads, like if there's one or a couple frequencies, I throw this on it. So Soothe 2, try to get it on sale. It is kind of expensive, but worth it. And I totally forgot. I mentioned this in a video, I think, but I got a new music computer, so on my old one, everything would crash. It was like 5 or 6 years old. On this bad boy, I can stream because I got a new computer. I'm shifting and moving everything from Windows to Mac right now, if I did not mention that. Last but not least is a Fruity Limiter. It's usually what's on the end of my vocal chains, mastering chains. Nothing will reach above like -9 dB for this. That's where I've honed it in. Especially when we get to effects in a second, it will get kind of wild. So, I don't know how crazy it'll sound. It should sound good because I was really messing with it earlier. But yeah, the sound will not exceed the green line. So yeah, just very useful for grouping things together or taming volume at the end of a chain or like a grouping, really. Here's where we get to the fun part. Again, you might see this edited a little bit, but for me, I'm doing it in one take, which is really weird, but I think it's good practice because I'm trying not to cut so much. So again, if anything is blurred out, it's just personal information. I will try to tell you where you can get these. It's not too crazy. I really prefer free plugins because if they're free and they get the job done, great, and they're so easy to re-download. Subscription plans are a scam, and I know that you know that, but if you didn't, they're a scam, so stop paying every month for stuff because it sucks. And especially when you can only re-download certain things a couple times over the years, it does add up, right? And I say this as somebody whose passion and hobby is ASMR, but music, right? Like, I've been around for a second in this music thing, and try to go back to the point, but I've been around for a second, and just like I've had to re-download multiple like systems of plugins and samples, and honestly, it's just not worth it. Like, the things that you pay for that work really well, pay for, but make sure you can re-download them again and again, because it just sucks to have to like pay for it again or like hassle the person that sells it. Alright, that was a lot. I'm sorry, I got on a tangent. On certain topics, I can get pulled in different directions. The first plugin that we'll play with tonight is Auto-Tune. 1 second. The first plugin I will play with is Auto-Tune EFX by Antares, I think is how you say it. Alright, everybody, let's get into it. I apologize again if eye contact is not the best, and some of these plugins I can't really fully show you without belting or singing. Alright, so first up is Auto-Tune EFX. I just cut the video because I tried to show you this and gently sing. There's no way to do it. Like, the key is kind of off. I don't know, that I'm trying to sing in. It's funny though, because I find it really relaxing when people like hum, and I thought I could do that, but we're not there yet. So, Antares, I'm not sure. Auto-Tune EFX, love this as a plugin, because you can just like pluck out what notes are supposed to be passed through, and it tells you right on the note what is supposed to get passed through, right? Can change the input to alto, tenor, or low, or instrument. This goes crazy on 808s and just like random flutes. Like, it's crazy. So I can't really show this one to you, so I'm gonna stop talking about it. But I love it. I feel like it adds a certain like smoothness and like top layer to the vocal that other auto-tunes don't. It's hard to explain. The next plugin is Chroma. Let's expand. So almost all the audio coming through is being affected. Turn the color or the effect up, and then we'll select a key and watch the magic happen. So you should be hearing what I'm hearing right now. I'm gonna stick in this key. So I mentioned earlier that you might see certain plugins I used in the sound effect video, and this is a plugin that I used. It's not a vocoder, not a vocoder. It's a Chroma. It's relatively new, and it just adds harmony and harmonics to anything. I love it on drums and any random sample that needs harmony. Okay. Yeah. Chroma. It's pretty affordable. Let's go down, 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 down. Back to me and back to this and back to view to get to. I don't know if you'll get ASMR from this. This is more of me hanging out, okay? Just being honest. So, Infiltrator, I have to be very careful. So, this is a great plugin where there's a bajillion effects, and you can put them all in a rack. This way we can go crazy. That's so scary. Sorry. Don't really know what's coming next. We're gonna turn this off, and yeah. The alcoholic grenade doesn't assist her. Hi. The large that there says, no, yes, you're gonna waste me. That's kind of scary. We'll turn that off. But essentially, we can go to edit sequence, and if I play this, but there's it on. That's cool, right? Do you know what time it is? It's time for another Daddy Bugs ASMR video. Whoa. It's Daddy, and I'm working in a source of ASMR style. We'll start so that. We'll stop that, okay? But you can set up effect racks. This is great for build-up. This is great for vocal. This is great for anything. Another one is a glitch. I used to have the free version from decades ago. Well, not decades, but a long time ago. You cannot download it anymore. You have to buy Glitch 2. But this is similar to Glitch, but I missed Glitch, and I'll probably buy that again soon, to be honest. My computer is not fully set up, so I'm not trying to scare you. Whoa. There are spectral. Oh, gotta be careful. The presets go crazy. There's so many fun presets. Spectral just really messes everything up. Everything up. Is everything up. Which is great for sound design. But maybe not so much. It's not so great for ASMR. Are we underwater? We're underwater. That's a cool one. I didn't test any of these before. We're going to move on to the next plugin, okay? Infiltrator by Devious Machines is great. Okay, Bit Crush. We can turn the quality of the vocal down. We can turn the quality of the vocal down. I would like it to do a whole video with the big crushed up vocal. Very cool. Drums, vocals, throwback situations. I don't know. So what I learned is I should sample that and use it in a song. Let's turn the mix down and go on to the next one. That's Kilohertz Bit Crusher. Compactor School just controls volume. I'm not going to show that. Dual delay. Kilohertz. You can drag and kind of cross. Drag and kind of cross. And kind of cross. Frequency. Spread it out. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? can tell I've been gushing and crushing on kilohertz lately. Dynamics, amazing. Things are too loud. You can like bring down this, make the knee like bend a little bit, and it just softly controls dynamic, which is great at the start or end of a vocal for me. You can use it for whatever you want. The flanger, the kilohertz flanger is crazy. Watch this. It's modulating itself. It almost has a built-in like LFO. Most flangers don't act like this. So for ASMR, very, very cool. Turn the delay down, turn it up. This sounds like a TikTok vocal effect. Getting crazy. Sounds like a throwback vocal. We're turning the mix down. Or should we turn it up? Should we turn it up? Down. Up. Down, up, down, and up, down, wow, wow. Okay. You guys would think that I'm just doing this for fun. I do this on the regular. I will sit here and just play with stuff and record it. It's the best way to learn about your plugins. Kilohertz house. I forget. I'm gonna be honest. Adds width. Not necessarily stereo, but width to your voice. Okay. Kind of cool on guitar. Okay. Pitch will change the pitch of my voice. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Well, I didn't know if this would do anything or not. This knob, I don't want to scare you.
Going between Devil and Alvin and the Chipmunks.
But this is very useful for, various projects. It makes it
easy to, test out different pitches for your songs.
Enough of that. Scary, right? Hopefully not. But, ring mod
will just make things
crazy, maybe. That sounds like a big crusher. Big crusher. It's not a big crusher. You can sidechain. You got two sounds, and one is like and then you got a long bowl, like a bass. You can ring mod sidechain so that they're like seamlessly like in sync, and then you don't lose out on any bass. I don't even know what this one is. Oh, you can get crazy saturation. I don't want to get crazy with this. It's not your headphones, it's me. Oh, playing with the effects. You can get crazy sounds with that. Are you ready for this? This one is kilohertz trans gates. ADSR refers to attack, delay, sustain, release. We're gonna make it choppy, okay? Amazing on vocals and instruments. And I just discovered this not too long ago, so yeah, very useful to add movement to your project. Transient shaper, you can make like any kind of sound with it, put anything into it, and you can export any kind of sound. Are you ready for one of my favorites, a crazy one? Manipulator. Basically, you get so many vocal effects in this one.
Some of them are scary.
Some of them are crazy.
I've
you know what time it is. I love the spread. This mirror makes it crazy. Blending it. Detune. Slightly shifts pitch. Enough of that. That's just my way to move on. So then these are not Melodyne. Okay. I forget the company, but there's kilohertz, and this is, what is this? Come on. Where's the company name? Melda Production. They have a great set of free plugins. This is side to side. You can make it go fast or slow. Great for adding Flutter right to your projects. It's free. I don't know about a paid. Sorry, my ear needed to do that. I needed to make sure that it's alive and working still. But can shift things around, makes for super easy movement, and a lot of free plugins, including the Melda Production ones. They're light on the computer, I'll just say that. Autopan is amazing. I'm gonna make sure I'm recording. Oh my gosh, what if I wasn't? Thank goodness. Okay. There's like a free auto tune. You can generate sounds. I've used that before. The compressor, convolution. Insane. It puts you in different spaces. I would really like to make a whole video, especially like this. They have these mobile phone, like laptop speaker, like spaces, right? And they're great for music, but I feel like we could do like a whole like phone call ASMR, right? I gotta be careful because some of these are crazy, so we're gonna turn them off. And luckily I know the crazy ones, but convolution I love. Also, I'm sorry if I'm not like selling these. We're just having fun tonight, okay? The setup, it was a lot to get to this point, right? Phaser, flanger, and phaser are definitely like different from each other. I just don't know how to explain them at the moment. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know how to explain them at the moment, but they can sound similar. Okay. I used to use a phaser as a young kid when I was just a baby making music. I don't use it as much anymore, but I love it in songs. Saturator. Instead of making things louder, you can enable harmonics, and certain parts of the frequency will basically be brought to the forefront. It will make it sound louder without actually making it sound louder. And to explain the science behind it, it would take a whole video. I'm sure someone else has already done that at some point, somewhere. Love saturation. I did not learn about saturation until a couple years into my music making. Panning. It's just like, yeah, left, right, go crazy with it. I guess you can pan your sound. I don't really use this one a lot. I thought I did. Tremolo is next. Meldodyne. Not Meldodyne. I'm sorry, guys. I use Meldodyne. It's like a vocal pitch correction. It's like professional. Tremolo. Instead of like right to left, it just kind of like plays Wow, that was wild. We're almost done. Vibrato. I think this plays more with the. Whoa. Crazy. Wave shaper. Just shape the wave. Or we shape. Why is it not moving? There we go. We shape. Jesus. Okay. The next plugin I wanted to show you was Wave Shaper, and I loaded it up. And it was loud. We're not going there. I'm going to. I just tried to show you a plugin, Wave Shaper. It just like shapes the wave, the audio file, right? The sound. It was too loud. We're gonna play with Serum 2FX. There are so many goodies in here. This one will put your sound in a different space. This one spreads the vocal out. It's a natural vocal doubler. I use it all the time. Careful with reverb. Remember, I have to talk slow because of the delay in here, but so many different reverbs you can play with. And just like other random things, distortion's too loud, compressor, convolve, there's nothing loaded right now. I would imagine that was not peaceful, but drone ASMR when this one's good. This plugin always scares me. Not plugin, but the convolve always scares me because you never know how crazy it's gonna make the sound. But it's usually a breakthrough when you have writer's block and you put your stuff into convolve. There's some really cool outputs and outcomes from it. Yeah, we've seen some of the other ones, so we're gonna go to OTT, but I'm going to pause and turn it down and I'll be back. Alright, the next plugin is OTT. Now, I know compressors are not the most exciting plugins, but OTT really brings your vocal to life, but it also brings a lot of background noise into everything. But I use it all the time. I gave up on it on my old computer, but now that I have a new computer, it's acting completely different, at least in my delusional mind. So we will keep working with it, and I'll get back to you on how my music turns out. If you made it this far in the video, I could talk about my music journey, but I'm currently working on my solo music, so a lot of these plugins are definitely getting the work in my projects. Alright, Serum FX, the delay is really getting to me. Serum is the first installation, Serum 2 is the new and improved, but they both have a special place in my heart. TDR, Nova is like a free version of Soothe, and I prefer it for getting certain frequencies out. Let's go crazy on this. See how it ducks when it gets to be too much. Love TDR. Nova. And I think last but not least, I mean, I could show you this is really messing up the vocal. This makes vocals double. I sometimes prefer over Serum FX. The delay was atrocious. Okay. Now, before I end the video and do the outro, those are my most used favorite. There are also like plugins here. Fresh Air, I can finally use. It adds saturation without adding too much volume and makes it sound clean and fresh. And I cannot use it on my Windows computer. Love this plugin so much. Yeah. Clipper, I use that one. Sound Goodizer, compressor, kind of. I don't use it as much anymore. Crazy delays on Fruity Loop filter. I guess I'm not gonna take the time to load anything up. A very fun one that I use quite a bit. Gosh, what else? Vocodex, that's for vocoding. I guess we can get like kind of crazy with it, make it, do whatever. There's no harmony with it. I used to use that a lot. I still do when I need it. And honestly, I'm getting kind of tired, which is the point of this video. So, do you know what time it is? I will tell you what time it is. It's time for me to head out. I'm not going to lie, this was a lot. I'm sorry if I didn't explain everything too well. I might have to figure out a better streaming setup. Streaming, I'm not a streamer, but like this is streaming and I'm going to make the video happen because I recorded it. There's a lot of delay in here, so I swear like I'm okay, but like it's a lot to talk and hear yourself and have there be some delay because it is not like this when I record music. Alright. But with that being said, if you got some ASMR from this, or if there's an effect that you would like a whole video with, I do not have to include all of FL Studio. I don't have to include the whole picture. And honestly, there was a lot more that I wanted to talk about that I didn't even get to. So I'm just gonna leave it there. It is what it is, and this video will still turn out to be pretty cool. It was basically a behind the scenes of my sound effects video. So have a good day or night. Thank you for watching and supporting, and I'm going to go head out and head to bed myself because I'm tired. And I hope you are too.